Hi, welcome back to our channel and back to the tutorial for DBMS. Today we are going to see the topic that is the difference between file system and DBMS, and also here to conclude with the disadvantages as well as the advantages of DBMS. Let's go for session today. Here, so let's see the diagram. You can understand something. Let's assume that what will happen if you follow the file-based system or database system. So if you follow the file-based system, it's a traditional method where they have students grade, file-based approach is there. Let's say data about students grade, students fees, everything is the exam department, finance department, everything. Here, if you go to database, there will be database approach, consist of a data about the student, same students fees, students grade, exam department, finance, everything is there. When you're looking diagram is so easy only, but let's go for the session and the difference also. Here now, what is what? So database, what will happen means database generally store the information in files, whereas file system what it do store the data in files. So now the question is, what is the exact difference between database and file system? Let's use the pointer here. Place a pointer. So here now, yeah. So here now the difference between database and file system. So we can say file system what? It's a software that organizes and manages files and storage media. When you come to DBMS, we can say it's a software that allows you to access, create, and administer databases also. Moreover, a DBMS is what? Is actually better than file systems, file processing system or system. Moreover, now we'll see the moreover, you can say database is a collection of programs and DBMS is a collection of programs and also organizing and so on. Let's go for some drawbacks of file system. One you can say data redundancy, one is data inconsistency, one is difficulty in accessing data, one is limited data sharing. So many things begin this. So data redundancy, that means what? It is possible that same information may be duplicated in different files. Let's say example, what you can say, suppose, so redundancy means what is the concept of repetition of data. Let's say the file may repeat it 2 times. Can say a person having the phone number and so on address, it may repeat it 2 times. That is a drawback. So if when you come to the file system, we can avoid it. When you go to DBMS, we can eliminate the errors. Then data inconsistency here, that means what? Data inconsistency, what we can say, data inconsistency, somewhat some complications will be there. So here we can say whenever data repeated things happen, here also constant state, here they won't consider the constant state. So that means we can't apply the rules and regulation here. When I come to DBMS, you can apply. Here we can't apply the any rules regulation, there will be constant happen here. And difficulty in accessing data, that means accessing data is not convenient. That means what you can say, suppose I have one data I want to fetch the customer who was staying in the area 517325, like that is not possible. That is a drawback. So that everything drawbacks of file system and limited data sharing, that means your data scared where, but there were some problems there. So that is that is a drawbacks of file system here. And integrity problems there. So integrity means what? The data contained in the database in both correct and consistent for the purpose. That means data can't share by more than few members. That's it. So on atomicity problems, any operation on database must be atomic. That means whenever the transaction A is sending the money to B, transaction failed, what will happen? Don't computer fail or what will happen? That consists of problem come under the category of atomicity problem here. So many things like the security problems there is no security of the data, whether you say whether data is secure or not, and multiple users are allowed to access the data simultaneously, and also it has some problems here. Let's come to the advantages. So here when come to DBMS, when we can avoid everything, because we have today we can say example of MySQL and so on and so on. Here DBMS always improves data sharing. So here always helpful done environment where users can save the data and share wherever want they can save it. Then improve data security. Here that means the users can access data. So the greater risk of say, data security breaches. That means so many the DBMS provides a framework for better enforcement of data. So here we can say totally we can avoid the advantage. Data sharing also possible. That means where in DBMS the data can be shared easily due to centralized system, remember. And data integrity, when you come to the data integrity, you can say here the file system does not provide, but the DBMS maintain data integrated by integrated by enforcing user-defined constraints. So user-defined constraint is there on data. So whenever want to filter the data, you can filter, access, modify, and what are the things you want, you can do it here. And better data integration here, we can say integrated view of the organization operations and clear view of the big picture. So whatever the data, just not to university anything, they can migrate the data, so they can combine the data whatever there is and minimize data inconsistency. Just not tell you whatever inconsistency we can reduce and avoid completely here, and improve data access. That means the DBMS makes it possible to produce quick answer to ad hoc queries. So whatever the queries can solve with the help of DBMS only. So these are things you have to remember about the advantages: improve data sharing, data security, improve data security also. Data will be secure because it's supported by DBA, and better data integration is there, minimize data inconsistency, and improve data access. These are about the difference between file system and DBMS. Remaining is in next session. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.